येन कल्पताम्।
आचार्य चरणद्वन्द्व स्मृतेर्वाचकरूपिणम् अहं कृत्वा कुरुते व्याख्यां नाहमत्र प्रभुर्यतः. A warm welcome to one and all to this new channel called Dharma Daily. In this channel we are dealing with concepts relating to our dharma, of which we are going to start a new episode today, a new series today called Tatva Bodham. Tatva Bodham is a preliminary text or a prakarana grantha in Advaita. Advaita is one of the siddhantas in the Vedanta philosophy, and in the Vedanta philosophy, Advaita is the first and foremost siddhanta that has been expounded by Adi Shankara Bhagavad-Pata. We all know this. Now, in this text, we are going to see the basic definitions and concepts that are required for learning Vedanta. In order to learn Vedanta, we must have a familiarity with the other schools of thought, the other Astika Darshanas, namely Yoga, Sankhya, Nyaya, Vaisheshika and Mimamsa. When you have a passing familiarity with these schools, you will be able to understand the concepts of Vedanta. And there is a preliminary stage for understanding the concepts of Advaita, that is through texts like this, through the Prakarana Granthas like Tatva Bodham or Atmanatma Viveka or Vakya Vritti. These texts help you to understand and master the basic technical terms and definitions, so that when those technical terms are being used in higher philosophical discussions in, let us say, Viveka Chudamani or Siddhanta Lesha Sangraha, you will be able to understand what is being discussed there. So anybody who wants to learn Vedanta, who wants to understand the various Upanishadic commentaries, etc., and to understand the purport of the terms that are being used in the Vedantic books and discourses, can use this video, can use Tatva Bodham as the first stepping stone for learning. Now this book Tatva Bodham is supposed to be written by Adi Shankara Bhagavad-Pata himself, but there are certain discrepancies right from the start that say it is not so. For example, the invocation of Tatva Bodham, Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tatva Bodhobi Diyate, in itself creates this doubt whether this text has been written by Adi Shankara Bhagavad-Pata himself. Because here the Guru, the master to whom the author of the text is bowing down to, is Vasudevendra Yogindra. Somebody called Vasudeva Indra Yogi, so could be one of the later gurus of Kanchimat, because Indra is a nama, sannyasa nama, that is very very specific to Kanchimat only. You will not be able to find the title Indra for any other sannyasis anywhere, and this text is being written surely by a sannyasi, so his guru should also be a sannyasi, therefore it should be one of the acharyas of Kanchimat. That much is for sure. Okay, whoever might be the author, let us keep that aside for the discussion of historians. We are not historians, we are simply seekers of knowledge and liberation. So let us travel with the text. Now let us look at the invocation. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tatva Bodhobi Diyate. Now, whenever an invocation is being made in any Shastric texts, there are four things that needs to be mentioned in these invocations per the regulation, per the tradition. These four things are called as Anupanta Chatushtayam. Anupanta Chatushtayam meaning the four introductory elements. What are the four introductory elements? Adhikari, Vishaya, Prayojana and Sambandha. These are the four introductory elements. That is, we have the Adhikari, who is rightful for reading this book, who has the right or who has the qualification to read this book, to whom this text is being intended. That is the question. It is not about discrimination, but it is about qualification. For example, there is a text called Principles of Mathematical Logic written by Bertrand Russell. In the introduction itself, Bertrand Russell will clearly say those who do not have a high level familiarity with mathematical concepts can conveniently skip this text, because they will not understand anything. So, similarly, to whom this book is intended for, who is the Adhikari? Then we have what is the Vishaya, what is the subject of the text. And then Prayojana. When you say this is the subject of the text, then what is the use of learning that? Prayojana. And then Sambandha. That is, what is the connection? How does this Prayojana, how does this result happen from the subject to the particular intended person? What is the connection between the three? That is called as Sambandha. So, we will see how these three are defined in this invocation first. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva. I am bowing down to, Natva meaning bowing down to, or doing namaskara for Vasudevendra Yogindra. That is the name of the Guru. I am bowing down to Vasudevendra Yogindra. Right. Why am I bowing down to him? How is he great? Because he is Jnana Pradam. He is full of wisdom. He is the master of wisdom. Therefore, he is Guru. The term Guru indicates Gukarasya, Antakarasya, Rukarasya, Tat Vishantakaha. The removal of darkness is indicated by the term Guru, and the darkness of Ajnana can only be removed by the lamp of wisdom. Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalagaya Sakshurum Nilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Therefore, the Guru is a status that is achieved by a person who is full of wisdom. That state has been achieved by Vasudevendra Yogindra. Therefore, I bow down to him. And by bowing down to him, what am I establishing here? I am praying that my text gets completed properly. And who is this text intended for? Mumukshunam. In order for the seekers of liberation to attain hitarthaya, to attain their goodness, to attain what is good for the seekers of liberation. Now we need to understand one thing very clearly, that is, the seekers of liberation are the intended people for this text. This text is not for those who are simply seeking knowledge. This text is not for easy reading or time pass reading. Also, this text is not for those who are seeking wealth through rituals. This text is not for those who are seeking Swarga through rituals. This text is written strictly for those who are seeking liberation. For them, their only goal in life is not to get back into this transmigratory circle of birth and death. So that is the definition of a mumukshu. So mumukshunam hitarthaya, in order to do hita for them. There are two different terms that is being used. One is sukha and another one is hita. Sukha meaning pleasure, hita meaning that which is correct or that which is good. For example, ice cream, chocolate is sukha. It is pleasant. It is pleasant for you. Medicine is hita. Medicine is not pleasant for you, but it is good for you. Therefore, sukha is something that the world will give you. If you want, you can go and enjoy it, no problems. But you will not go towards liberation if you enjoy sukha. But hita is something that the Guru can do for you, that these sorts of scriptures can do for you. And when this hita happens to you, you will attain your goal, liberation. We will again see how that happens. Mumukshunam hitarthaya. What is the subject here? The subject is Tatva Bodha. Tatva Bodha. Tatva means the nature of Tat. T-H-A-T, that. Tat simply translates to that in English. Tat iti sarvanama. Sarvancha Brahma. Ahancha Brahma. Defines the Upanishads. Meaning, Tat is a name that which can be used for anything. For example, that girl, that boy, that place, that universal plane of existence, that state of consciousness. And I can use that for denoting everything. Therefore, that is a Sarvanama, universal name. So, what is universal? Brahman is universal. Sarvancha Brahma, Ahancha Brahma. I can also say that to my Atma. I can also say Tat to my Atma. I can also say Tat to the Brahman. So, the Tat is there. The Tva or the nature of that Tat is what we are going to understand. Tva meaning nature. Tat, Tva. Tat is universal name. Tva is nature. So, we are going to understand the nature of universality itself, thereby understanding the nature of self. So when the nature of universality and the nature of self are being understood, then whatever the seekers of liberation wants to achieve, that will happen to them. That is the prayojana. Tatva Bodha abhidiyate. I am giving the Tatva Bodha for those who are seeking liberation. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tatva Bodho abhidiyate. This is the introduction of the text that we have seen today. We will see further episodes, and the text has been arranged in form of question and answers and definitions. So we will see them in a very simple, at the same time very deep manner. So please listen to this video 2 or 3 times in order to internalize this particular part before you go to the next part. Because if you miss one part, if you miss to internalize one concept, somewhere in the text you will feel lost. दक्षं योरा वृणीमहे घातुं यज्ञाय घातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपतये संचतुष्पतये ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः.